A very good morning, class 9 students. I welcome you all on this online platform provided by Jagrati Classes. We were doing chapter 11th of class 9, that is work and energy. In the previous introductory video of the chapter, I told you all the concepts related to work. That is, generally if we talk about work, it is somewhat different than the work which we talk according to physics. That is, in physics, if you want any work to be done, then certain conditions are required. The two conditions, that is, a force must be applied and the object should get displaced in the direction of force or in the opposite direction of force, anything. So all these conditions we discussed. We discussed the basic idea of work, the conditions required for work done in physics. Then we discussed some of the numerical questions, the in-text questions related to work. Then I also told you the formula for work. Work is force into displacement, that is, all these parameters which are required, they are being multiplied. So work can also be defined as the product of force and displacement. Then we discussed what is the SI unit of work. So the SI unit of work came out to be joule. Joule is represented by capital J. Everything this we have discussed, and we were doing some of the questions related to the concept work, because as I told you earlier, the more number of questions you will be solving for each and every topic, especially in physics, the more your concepts would be clear. So do practice maximum questions, whatever the topic we study here. I hope and I want you to practice as many questions as you can. That is, all the questions related to the topic available in your NCERT CBSE textbooks. So we have discussed the in-text blue questions of the topic work. And now we'll be moving on to the exercise questions. So these exercise questions, we'll be selecting the questions which are based on the concept work. So the first question which we have to solve here, this is based on the topic of work. And we have also discussed, see, for solving these questions, you will be required to have a great idea about the concept of work. So everything, then you should have an idea, that is, you have three kinds of work: positive, negative and zero. So when the work is positive, when it is zero, you should know that. If you have missed that lecture, please firstly watch the lecture of work and then come on to this lecture. So it would be very easy and very interesting for you to solve the examples and the questions. So I told you work is of three kinds, okay? Then it was, you have positive work, negative work and zero work. So we have discussed many conditions, but the important conditions, that is the value of theta. Theta here was angle between force and displacement, okay, which we discussed in the previous video. So when theta is equal to 0 degree, that is theta is, I am again revising with you, angle between force and displacement. So if the angle between force and displacement is 0, then the work is positive. If the angle between force and displacement is 180 degree, then the work is negative. And for zero work, the angle between force and displacement should be 90 degrees. So all these concepts we have discussed, so we'll not go in detail. This was just a short recap for you. Now see, the first question which we have in front of us, it is based on the concept of work, and if you have understood the concept really well, you will be easily able to solve it. Look at the activities listed below. Reason out whether or not work is done in the light of your understanding of the term work. It means you have to think from the concept of physics. That is, if the force is being applied and because of that force the object undergoes displacement, and then you have to remember that the angle between force and displacement should not be 90. If the angle is 90, then the work would be 0. Whatever is the case, if the force is present, displacement is present, but the angle between both these is 90, then the work would come out to be 0. That is, 0 work means no work is being done. Okay, so accordingly study all the questions. Suma is swimming in a pond. So is there a work done? So we'll say yes, the work is done here because Suma is she is swimming. So she is applying force for swimming and then she is getting displaced. So in this condition, work is done. The next one is, a donkey is carrying a load on its back. He is carrying a load on its back, a donkey. So is the work done? So in the first condition, you can say work is done. But in the second condition, please think and then give the answer. The work is not being done, I am saying. Can you justify why the work, what is the reason? Donkey is applying a force because, let's suppose you have a donkey. He is carrying a load. In the previous video lecture, we discussed with the diagrams and pictures the examples that when a man was carrying a load, a potter was carrying load on his head. Then to balance the load, he applies a upward force on the load. But his displacement was towards you. That is, the force in the previous example which we discussed, when the person was carrying a load on his head, so the force had an upward direction because he need to apply force to keep the weight or the load balanced, but he was moving in a forward direction. Let's suppose I am the person, I am carrying some sort of load on my head, so I'll be applying force on the load in the upward direction, but I'll be moving forward. So the direction of force is upwards, whereas my displacement is towards the right or towards the front side. And because the force and displacement, the angle between these is 90 degrees, so we say that no work is being done. The work done is 0. In the similar manner, the donkey is carrying a load. No doubt, the donkey is applying force on the load, okay? But he is moving. The force is in upward direction and his displacement is to the front side. And because the angle between force and displacement is 90 degrees here, so the work would be 0. Okay, I hope you understood this. Then you can do the other examples. They are quite easy. See, a green plant, a windmill is lifting water from a well. Now you have to judge and you have to provide the reason that is the work done in this condition or not. Then you have a green plant is carrying out photosynthesis. Green plants carry out photosynthesis in the leaves, but the leaves do not apply any kind of displacement. Okay, so here the work would be again 0. Then engine is pulling a train. What would be the work here? Food grains getting dried in the sun. No work would be done because no kind of displacement. Sailboat is moving due to wind energy. Tell me, in this, is the work being done or not with a correct reason? And now if you are clear, then you will be easily able to solve all these questions, okay? These are just the questions given to you so that to clear off your concepts about work. The next is an object. This question is again of the work. So we have done the first question, we will be doing the second one. An object is thrown at a certain angle to the ground. It moves in a curved path and falls back to ground. The initial and final points of the path of the object lie on the same horizontal line. What is the work done by the force of gravity on the object? So, for answer 2, you have that an object is thrown at a certain angle from the ground. Let's suppose this is the ground. Now we are throwing the object from the point A and the object is making some angle. The angle here would be theta. And then the object is going in a curved path. In this manner the object is going and then again it comes to the ground, suppose at point B, and falls back to the ground. The initial and the final points of the path, initial point is A, final point is B. Both these points lie on the same horizontal line. So these are lying on the same horizontal line, that is on the ground itself. So it is asked, what is the work done by which force? Gravity on the object. So what kind of work is done by gravity on this object? See, the object is moving where? We can say that this is the direction for displacement of the object, that is S. And the force applied by gravity is where? Initial position is this, final position is this, direction of displacement is this. And gravity attracts every object towards the earth. So you can say the force applied by gravity is this, Fg is downwards. So you can say that Fg is downwards whereas the displacement has a horizontal direction. This is the direction of displacement. So the work done here would be what? See, force and displacement have 90-degree angle, so the work done would be 0. So there is no kind of work done by the gravity. You can give the reason. Why work is 0? Because theta is 90 degrees. Then you have the next question. Okay. Third and fourth are based on other concepts. The fifth question we'll be doing. A mass of 10 kg is at a point A on the table. It is moved to a point B. If the line joining the points A and B is horizontal, what is the work done by the on the object by gravity? This is again the same question. You have a horizontal table here. On this you have an object which is 10 kg in mass. It is kept at position A. Now this is moving straight in a horizontal line, and now it comes on the point or the position B. It is asked what is this is the direction of displacement. Okay, S here shows the displacement, and the gravity is attracting the object downwards. Okay, let's see, I have told you here also you can say that the angle between the gravitational force and the displacement is 90 degree. So the work would be what? Work would be 0. But if you are not getting that why the work is 0, so let's understand the concept. Okay, forget that the angle is 90 degree. Now we'll not focus on the angle. This is a concept you can say when the angle is 90, the work is 0. We discussed this concept in the previous video lecture, but let's consider the case again here. If we do not know that angle is 90 or whatever, so we can say that the gravity is applying a force in a downward direction. So the force is applied. I told you two conditions of work. For work you should have the force applied and you should have the displacement. But the displacement should be where? The force which is applied on the object, then the object should react or should get displaced according to the force. That is, if I am applying a force on this stylus or this marker, if I am applying a forward force, then either this pen should move forward or either it should move backward. If the object is moving forward, that is, if the object is moving in the same direction of force or in the opposite direction of force, then only this displacement is considered to be correct. That is, then only the work is considered to be done. So for understanding work, you have two parameters, force and displacement. But remember one important thing. This force, it is applied on the object. It does not have any other condition. Force is applied on the object. But for the displacement, you should remember one very important condition, that this displacement of the object, it should be either in the same direction of force or it should be in the exact opposite direction of force applied. So either the displacement should be in the direction of force or in the opposite direction. Then only you will say that work is being done. If the object is moving at any other direction, then you will say no work is being done. Okay? For this class you can remember the concept, because in your higher class you will read the formula of work Fs cos theta. That is, the work depends on this angle. This is the angle between force and displacement, which we represent by theta. But because we are not doing according to this formula, you do not have this kind of formula. You just have work to be F multiplied by S here. So accordingly you can understand the concept here, that if the object is moving in the direction of force or in the opposite direction, then only you will say work is being done. And if you solve the questions according to the angle given or according to this concept which I told you, then you would definitely get the same or the correct answers. So let's see here, let's apply this concept here. So we have a force applied and the force applied has a downward direction. So this is the direction of the gravitational force. And where is the object moving? Where is the displacement? The displacement is towards the horizontal line. Now we say that, is the displacement in the same direction of force? No. The force is applied downwards, but the object is not moving downwards, so it does not have the same direction. Then we check, is the direction of force and direction of displacement opposite? No. For the opposite direction, if the force is applied downwards, then the object should move upwards. But in this condition, the object is not moving in a same direction, that is downwards, neither it is moving upwards. So I told you that if the force and displacement does not have same and opposite direction, then the work in this condition would be 0. So that means here the work would be 0, because the direction of displacement is either not the same and neither it is different or opposite. So hence the work is 0. Okay, but the more appropriate concept is this one. That is, the gravity is pulling the object downwards, but this gravity force is not doing any work because the object is not moving down. So we say that work done by gravity is 0. But if I ask you that I also applied, okay, let's do one question. It would clarify the concepts more. I have a block of 5 kg. Now I applied a force F on the block, and then you also have a force, gravity force, and this is your F1 force, this is your Fg, which is gravity force, and then the block moved forward. So which force has done the work? F1 has done the work or gravity, Fg? So we'll say the work is done by F1 because I applied a force forward and the displacement of the box was also forward. So this has done the work, but gravity, this gravity is applying the force, it is pulling the object down. But is the object moving down here? No. That means gravity is not performing any kind of work. But this F1 force is responsible for the work done. Okay? So the force which is not able to move the object, the force is applied down, but the object is not moving down. So we say that gravity is performing no work in the following situation, whereas this force F1 is responsible for the work in the given example. So I hope now the concept of work is clear. And then you can simply judge by the angle, okay, the positive, negative and 0 work. So now we have done the 5th question. You have to explain, write the answer in your own language. Then you have the next question of potential energy, energy transformations, energy transfer. Then you have a question of power. Okay. What is the work done? This you can do. 11th question is again of work. What is the work done by the force of gravity on a satellite which is moving around the earth? So you have to now give the work done by gravity on the satellite moving around the earth. So let's see how we'll do that. So then we are moving on to directly to the question 11, because this 11th question is related to work. The between questions are related to other concepts of energy, kinetic, potential energy, which we'll be studying now. So in the 11th question it is given that this is your earth present in the middle, and here you have a satellite which is revolving around the earth. So in this manner we consider this satellite is revolving around the earth. So it is asked, what is the work done by the force of gravity? You know that the direction of gravity is what? Towards the center of the earth, towards the core of the earth. Core is the centermost portion of the earth. So gravity tries to, or it tends to attract all the objects towards the center of the earth. So now the direction, this satellite, it would experience two kinds of forces here, okay? So we are considering that it experiences a force which is the gravitational force. This gravitational force tends to attract the satellite towards the center. And the direction of satellite, when we discussed uniform circular motion in chapter 8 motion, okay, I told you that whenever you are talking about the circle, at every point on the circle, the direction is different. And what is the direction? We did an activity and experiment that if you take a stone which is tied to a rope, if you revolve the stone, and at a certain instance, when you drop the stone, that stone would get into a tangential direction. That is, if I have a person here who is revolving a stone, and if the person who is revolving the stone, if he leaves the stone at this position, if he leaves the thread, then where this stone will go? Is the stone continue to revolve in this direction? No. The stone will not continue to revolve in the circular direction, but it will follow a tangential path. Tangent is what? any line which touches the circle at one single point, so the stone will follow a tangential direction. Okay? So now I hope you remember this concept, the tangential direction, uniform circular motion. It is from the topic uniform circular motion. So this stone will move in a tangential direction, and this tangential direction is always, if I consider this as a circle, this would be the center point of my circle. From the circle from the center to the circumference, you have radius. So this represents radius, and this radius and the tangent always makes an angle of 90 degree. When you will be doing chapter circles in class 10th maths, then you will know this, okay? So now you can remember that this tangent and the radius, this is the radius and this is the tangent. It makes an angle 90 degree. So in the similar manner, the gravity works as a tangent, a radial force here, or a centripetal force. Centripetal force means I am writing the gravity is a centripetal force. Centripetal force is a kind of force which is applied towards the center. So this force is applied towards the center of the earth. Gravity attracts everything towards the center, so hence it can be given a name of centripetal force. And now you have what? You have the satellite to be moving, and if I tell you what is the direction of satellite at this point, then you will say that it has a tangential direction. So the angle between this gravitational pull and the tangential direction is 90 degree, and when the angle between force and displacement, tangential direction means the direction of displacement, and this is the direction of force, because the angle between force and displacement is what? 90 degrees, so you do not have any kind of work done in this situation, okay? I hope now all the concepts are clear. So in 11th question also no work would be done. Then it is given, can there be displacement in the absence of any force acting on it? So is displacement possible when no kind of force acts on it? This is a conceptual question. You have to now think on your own and then you should answer. Okay. On the next page, then 13th question is again related to work. You have the question, a person holds a bundle of hay over his head for 30 minutes and gets tired. Has he done some work or not? This is the most simple question asked, and the answer is no work is done. Because, why? Because the person is just standing at the same position. So in this, for work, you should have force and displacement. Here you have the amount of force, okay, applied in the upward direction. But because the person is standing, the displacement is 0, and when the displacement is 0, work done is 0. Instead, he is getting tired, but according to physics, he has done no work. Then 14th is a different concept question. Then 15th is also to illustrate the law of conservation. An object is moving with how much work? This is not a question of work, okay? This is a question of energy. We'll be discussing that. Calculate the work required. This is also again a question of energy here. In each of the following, this you can do a conceptual question. Okay. The last question related to work is question number 18. In each of the following, a force is acting on an object. The direction of displacement is from west to east, which is shown by a longer arrow. This arrow gives you the direction of displacement. Observe the diagrams and state whether the force is negative, positive. Work done is negative, positive or 0. So in the first case, you have 3 cases. Case 1, case 2 and case 3. This is a direct question for us because I have already told you the different types of work, positive, negative and 0 work in our introductory class, which are based on the angle also. So in the first case, the diagram is what? This is the object. In this direction force is applied and this is the displacement. The second tells you that the direction of force is this, direction of displacement is this. And in the third case, In the third case, you have the direction of force here and the direction of displacement towards the opposite direction. Okay. So now if you have understood the concepts, or I would just revise it up, and if you have understood the concepts and you have watched the previous video, you can at the moment tell me which is positive, negative and 0. Like in the first, you can check the answer. The work here is 0 because theta is 90 degree. In the next one, because theta is what? 0 degree. So the work would be positive. And for the next, the theta here is 180 degree. So the work would be negative. So I hope you have got the answers correct. Okay. For the students who are still having confusion, let's again revise the question, recap it. In the case 1, what is the direction of force? Upwards. What is the direction of displacement? Now you have to find the angle theta, which is the angle between force and displacement. So the angle between force and displacement is 90 degree, and when theta is 90 degree, work is 0. That is, the work performed by this force is 0, and for this we have discussed just recently some of the questions where you were asked the work done by gravitational force, which came out to be 0. Because gravity is pulling the object downwards, but the object is not moving down or up, it is moving straight. So it means gravity is not responsible for doing the work. So this would be the answer, that is work would be 0. In the second case, see, the direction of force and the direction of displacement are parallel. When the force and displacement are in the same direction, you can call the direction of force and direction of displacement are same, or you can call the directions to be parallel. So when the direction is same or parallel, then the work is positive. And you can also say that the angle between this is the line of force and this is the same direction of displacement. And because the angle between force and displacement is nothing, it means the angle is 0, so the work would be positive. For case third, if you see force is applied in the backward direction but the object is moving forward, it means the object is opposing the force. Or you can also say this is the direction of force and this is the direction of displacement. The angle starting from the force to the displacement is how much? 180 degree, because this is a straight linear line and the angle of the straight line is 180. When the angle is 180, the work done is always negative. So this gives you all the three cases where you have 0 work, positive work and negative work done. Okay, so this we have completed with the concept of work, and all the questions which I would have done, I have told you. Okay, so now we'll be starting with the next topic, that is energy. So what is energy? If we try to define the term energy, then energy is simply capacity of doing work. Capacity of doing work is called as energy. Okay, whenever we have energy, then only we are able to perform the work. The objects, any of the objects in the universe, if they do not have any kind of energy, then they do not, or they cannot perform work. So energy is the capacity by which we can perform any kind of work. Then you have different types of energy. You can have many different kinds of energy. Like you have the first one which we have to study in detail is the mechanical energy. This mechanical energy involves two kinds of energy, which is the first one is kinetic energy and the next one is potential energy. So these are the two kinds of energy which come in mechanical energy. The other energies are light energy, then you have heat energy, then you can have electrical energy, nuclear energy. Okay, so these are the different types. Then you can also have chemical energy. So these are the various kinds of energy which are present in the universe. And what is energy? Energy is the capacity of doing work. So basically we have to study in detail the mechanical energy. That is, you have to study what is kinetic energy, what is potential energy. So we'll be discussing only these two energies in detail, but in your junior classes, You definitely might have heard and read about all the different kinds of energies, how they are produced and what are their uses. Okay. So we have our focus on mechanical energy. And today we'll be starting with the kinetic energy. So energy, firstly, now one more thing if we discuss, that is, what is the unit of energy? So energy is what? Capacity of doing work. It means if an object has energy, then only it would be able to perform work. If the object does not has energy, then the object cannot perform work. It means energy and work can be interpreted as a relative quantity. Okay? Work and energy are dependent on each other. If energy is present, then only work would be done. If no energy is present, no kind of work would be done. So you have these two related quantities or related parameters with you, energy and work. So because these two things are related or dependent on one another, then the unit of energy is same as the unit of work. That is, unit of energy is also joule, which is represented by capital J. So this joule is the unit of energy. Now we'll be starting with the first kind of energy, which is kinetic energy. So we'll be doing kinetic energy. What you have to study basically in both the energy, kinetic and potential, you have to know their definition. Then you have to know the factors on which the energy, kinetic and potential energy depends. Definition, factors affecting kinetic and potential energy, and then their derivation, unit formulas. Okay. So this all you have to study. Now talking about kinetic energy, firstly talking about the definition of kinetic energy, then it is the energy associated with, you can write it is associated with a moving object, or kinetic energy is the energy possessed by any object which is in motion. And you can also write it is the energy associated with the motion of any object. So kinetic energy is the energy which is associated with the motion of any object. Okay. And another definition, or more appropriate definition if we talk of, then it can be, kinetic energy can be defined as the work done in making an object acquire, in making means in helping. Okay, we are not constructing or making any kind of object here. So kinetic energy, it can be defined as the work done in helping an object acquire a certain amount of velocity, certain magnitude of velocity. So in this manner also we can have the definition of kinetic energy. Kinetic energy can be defined as the work done in helping any object to acquire a certain amount of velocity. It means if any object is lying at rest, then we do work on that object to bring that object in motion. That is, to bring the object in motion means to make the object have a certain amount of velocity. So this line means work done in making an object from resting state to its state of motion. This energy or this work done is known as kinetic energy. Okay. Now we'll be continuing this. I told you the definition, and the unit for kinetic energy would be what? I told you unit of work and unit of energy is same. So the unit would be joule here. All the energies, either kinetic or potential, are measured in joule. This is the SI unit. And talking about the other units, so you can also have kilojoule, then you have kilojoule per mole. Okay, so these are the other units to measure energy, but the SI unit used here is joule. Now in the next class, we'll be starting with the derivation of kinetic energy. So you can once read the derivation from your books. So here when we'll be doing, you will understand it more better, much better, and then you can learn it side by side. So this would make the topic more interesting. So in the next class, we'll be discussing the derivation of kinetic energy. Then we'll be moving on to the potential energy. What do you understand by potential energy? What are the factors? The unit of potential energy is again the same, because it is also a kind of energy. And then we'll be seeing some numerical questions given in your textbooks about the energy, and then we'll be completing the chapter. So in this manner, we'll complete this large chapter, also big chapter, that is work and energy. But I hope and I want you to practice as many numericals as you can, because more you practice, more your concepts would be clear. If you just read the theory and the definition, it would not be sufficient, okay? In examinations from physics, you will be definitely getting many numericals. You should know the concepts and the theoretical portion, but with these, you should know where to apply these concepts and how to apply them. So this would only come after sufficient practice. So practice, as practice makes a man perfect. So practice more and more to make your concepts clear. And then also, if you have any sort of doubts, you can contact us anytime. Thank you for joining today's class. Stay home, stay safe. Thank you.